Every aircraft loss in the Russia-Ukraine war explained, from ground attack jets to strategic bombers. Subscribe for more videos. Let's begin. Russian ground attack aircraft, flying low and dying fast. Su-25 Frogfoot, the flying tank's nightmare. This armored ground attack jet designed to survive heavy fire suffered catastrophic losses flying low-altitude missions over Ukrainian positions. Despite titanium bathtub protecting pilot, Ukrainian Stinger and Igla missiles destroyed dozens during first months. Strengths include armored cockpit and heavy weapons load for ground targets. Weaknesses are slow speed, making it vulnerable to modern MANPADS, and flying predictable attack profiles, allowing Ukrainian gunners to anticipate flight paths. Su-34 Fullback, the expensive loss. This modern strike fighter, costing $40 million each, suffered significant losses despite sophisticated electronic warfare systems. Flying standoff strikes with glide bombs, several were shot down by S-300 systems Ukraine operated. Strengths include advanced avionics and ability to launch precision weapons from distance. Weaknesses are high value, making each loss strategically significant, and sophisticated systems cannot overcome Ukrainian air defenses. Su-24 Fencer, the old bomber. This aging variable sweep bomber continued flying ground attack missions despite obsolete design. Multiple losses to Ukrainian air defenses demonstrated vulnerability of non-stealthy aircraft. Strengths include heavy payload capacity and proven design. Weaknesses are completely obsolete against modern air defenses and lack of precision strike capability. Su-30 SM Flanker, the multi-role loss. This advanced variant of legendary flanker family suffered losses despite being among Russia's most capable fighters. Shot down by Ukrainian air defenses and possibly Ukrainian fighters, each loss represented significant capability reduction. Strengths include excellent maneuverability and powerful radar. Weaknesses are expensive to replace and limited Russian production capacity during wartime. Su-35 Flanker, the ultimate fighter's fall. This most advanced non-stealth Russian fighter suffered embarrassing losses, including one shot down near Kyiv in early war. Despite representing pinnacle of fourth-generation design, Ukrainian defenses proved deadly. Strengths include advanced radar and super maneuverability. Weaknesses are extreme cost at $40 million and propaganda value of each loss. Russian helicopters, the MANPADS graveyard. K-52 Alligator, the apex predator grounded. This sophisticated attack helicopter, featuring coaxial rotors and advanced sensors, suffered devastating losses to Ukrainian MANPADS. Dozens destroyed in first months forced Russia to drastically reduce helicopter operations. Strengths include advanced targeting systems and heavy armament. Weaknesses are vulnerability to shoulder-fired missiles and extremely high unit cost, making losses unsustainable. Mi-28 Havoc, the Night Hunter's daytime losses. This attack helicopter, designed for night operations, suffered heavy losses during daylight missions over Ukrainian positions. MANPADS destroyed multiple aircraft, forcing operational changes. Strengths include heavy armor protection and powerful 30mm cannon. Weaknesses are flying predictable attack patterns and vulnerability during rocket runs. Mi-24/25 Hind, the flying tank dies. This legendary gunship transport suffered catastrophic losses, continuing missions from Afghanistan to Syria. Ukrainian MANPADS destroyed dozens during troop transport and close air support missions. Strengths include dual transport and attack capability and heavy armor. Weaknesses are old design, vulnerable to modern missiles and large size, making easy target. Mi-8/17 HIP, the transport massacre. This ubiquitous transport helicopter suffered highest numerical losses of any Russian aircraft type. Dozens shot down carrying troops, supplies, and conducting medevac missions. Strengths include reliability and ability to operate from unprepared positions. Weaknesses are no armor protection and completely vulnerable to MANPADS, making every flight dangerous. Russian strategic assets, the rare high-value kills. A 50 AWACS, the Eye in the Sky Blinded. This rare airborne early warning aircraft, worth $300 million, suffered shocking loss when Ukrainian forces destroyed one overseas of Azov in February 2024. Only about 10 operational aircraft made loss catastrophic. Strengths include critical battlefield awareness and coordination capability. Weaknesses are irreplaceable during wartime and flying predictable patterns allowing Ukrainian targeting. Il-76 transport, the massive loss. This strategic transport suffered devastating loss when Ukraine allegedly shot down aircraft carrying Ukrainian prisoners of war. Whether accident or intentional, loss represented significant strategic capability reduction. Strengths include heavy lift capability essential for logistics. Weaknesses are large, slow targets vulnerable to air defense systems. Tu-95 Bear, the cruise missile carrier. This turboprop strategic bomber launching cruise missiles from safe airspace over Caspian Sea has not been lost to Ukrainian action but represents critical threat. Strengths include launching missiles from outside Ukrainian air defense range. Weaknesses are depending on cruise missiles Ukraine increasingly intercepts. Ukrainian fighters, defending against overwhelming odds. MiG-29 Fulcrum, the outmatched defender. This Soviet-era fighter suffered losses defending Ukrainian airspace against numerically superior Russian forces. Despite being outmatched by Russian Su-35s, Ukrainian pilots achieved kills. Strengths include familiarity from Soviet training and missile armament. Weaknesses are outdated avionics and being outnumbered 5-1. Su-27 Flanker, the heavy fighter's last stand. This heavy air superiority fighter formed backbone of Ukrainian Air Force suffering losses in early war. Despite being same family as Russian Su-30 variants, Ukrainian aircraft lacked modern upgrades. Strengths include powerful radar and long-range missiles. Weaknesses are limited numbers and lack of modern electronics compared to Russian equivalents. Ukrainian ground attack, the dangerous mission. Su-25 Frogfoot, the Ukrainian tank killer. This ground attack jet, identical to Russian versions, suffered heavy losses flying low-altitude missions against Russian positions. Ukrainian pilots flew daring strikes despite overwhelming Russian air defenses. Strengths include rugged design and heavy weapons capacity. Weaknesses are flying into heaviest air defenses in world and limited Ukrainian SEAD capability. Su-24 Fencer, the strike aircraft. This aging bomber continued flying strikes against Russian positions despite obsolete design and Ukrainian losses. Each loss reduced already limited Ukrainian strike capability. Strengths include heavy bomb load and proven reliability. Weaknesses are complete vulnerability to modern Russian air defenses. Ukrainian helicopters, the close support risk. Mi-24 Hind, the Soviet gunship. This attack helicopter suffered losses providing close air support to Ukrainian ground forces. Flying dangerous low-altitude missions, multiple were destroyed by Russian air defenses. Strengths include heavy firepower and armor protection. Weaknesses are old design vulnerable to modern missiles. Mi-8 HIP, the utility workhorse. This transport helicopter suffered numerous losses conducting supply runs, troop transport, and medevac under fire. Each loss reduced Ukrainian logistics capability. Strengths include versatility and ability to operate anywhere. Weaknesses are completely unprotected against modern air defenses. Russian reconnaissance and electronic warfare. Orlan-10 drone, the disposable eye. This small reconnaissance drone suffered hundreds of losses, but cheap production allowed continuous replacement. Providing artillery targeting and reconnaissance, losses were acceptable. Strengths include low cost and easy replacement. Weaknesses are vulnerable to electronic warfare and limited capabilities. Il-20 Kut. This specialized electronic warfare aircraft operated from safe Russian airspace jamming Ukrainian systems. No confirmed losses, but limited numbers made each flight risk. Strengths include standoff jamming capability. Weaknesses are irreplaceable aircraft with limited numbers. Ukrainian drones, the force multiplier. Bayraktar. This Turkish attack drone achieved spectacular early successes, destroying Russian armor and helicopters before Russian air defenses adapted. Later suffering heavy losses as Russia improved tactics. Strengths include precision strikes and propaganda value of videos. Weaknesses are vulnerability once Russians deployed modern air defenses and limited numbers. Soviet-era drones, modified the improvised strikers. Ukrainian forces modified old Soviet reconnaissance drones as kamikaze weapons, striking Russian airfields deep inside Russia. Multiple successful strikes damaged strategic bombers. Strengths include modified Soviet drones bypassing Russian air defenses, expecting NATO systems. Weaknesses are limited numbers and one-way missions. Russian long-range aviation. Strategic bomber losses. Tu-22, the standoff striker. This supersonic bomber launched cruise missiles from safe airspace but suffered damage from Ukrainian drone strikes on Russian air bases. Multiple aircraft damaged on ground. Strengths include long-range missile capability. Weaknesses are vulnerability on ground to drone strikes. Tu-95 Bear damaged. This strategic bomber suffered damage from Ukrainian drone strikes hitting Engels Air Base deep inside Russia, demonstrating no Russian base was completely safe. Strengths include ability to launch massive cruise missile salvos. Weaknesses are vulnerability on ground and dependence on airfields. Special Operations Aircraft and 26 transport the covert losses. This light transport allegedly suffered losses during special operations missions. Limited information available but represents rare aircraft type. Strengths include ability to operate from short unprepared strips. Weaknesses are limited defensive systems and vulnerability. Russian training losses. L-39 Albatross. The trainer shot down. This Czech-built jet trainer allegedly shot down near border, demonstrating even training aircraft entering combat zone faced risks. Strengths include basic training capability. Weaknesses are completely unsuited for combat operations. Maritime Patrol. B-12 Amphibious, the Black Sea Patrol. This amphibious patrol aircraft operated over Black Sea, conducting reconnaissance missions. Limited defensive armament made it vulnerable. Strengths include amphibious capability and long range. Weaknesses are slow speed and limited defenses against fighters. Command and Control. AIL-22, Airborne Command Post, the Flying Headquarters. This rare command aircraft operated from safe Russian airspace, coordinating operations. No confirmed losses, but represented high-value target. Strengths include mobile command capability. Weaknesses are irreplaceable and limited numbers. Conclusion. From sophisticated $50 million fighters to cheap reconnaissance drones, this war has consumed hundreds of aircraft, proving that even in 21st century, airspace remains the most dangerous battlefield when modern air defenses meet determined opponents.